Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out. First and foremost, we both just want to give the most thanks to all of you. It was so overwhelming how many people reached out and gave us compliments and told us how it was easy to listen to us and just really, really nice things. And thank you so much. We heard exactly what we hope you guys get from it. So it was a very reassuring thing. And yeah, so just make sure you keep sharing it with your friends and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, leave a review, rate us. And yeah, just keep doing what you're doing because we had a really, really incredible first week. So thank you to all of you.
Yes, I completely agree. It was overwhelming in the best possible way. And thank you. I just need to echo that sentiment because I completely agree. So it was kind of like a whirlwind of a week because we had our launch on Tuesday, and then that night we had our launch party, and then there was just so many shows this week, and now that this is our job,
it was a
job, and taking notes and stuff, obviously it takes longer to watch the episode because you pause to take notes and all these things. So I was Love is Blind from Netflix started this week, and I haven't even started it because I
didn't even realize there was a new season. I thought people were talking about a different one, and then people are well, you're going to talk about it, and I was oh, there is a new season. Okay, yeah, no, I didn't know.
People asked me too if we were going to talk about it, and I was no, I have to prioritize these shows that we have to watch first. And I mean, I think we'll get in the groove of it, and normally I have no problem, being up to date on these shows. But like I said, now that we're taking notes, it's taking longer. And the fact that we had the launch party on Tuesday night, it's we were there late. And then I had other things on other nights. And it's just, you can't just watch Housewives now when I'm cleaning or doing other things, which sometimes I would do it when I'm folding clothes or something. And it's now I can't do that. I have to be sitting down and able to
pay attention.
Notes. So, and actually pay attention and take everything in. So it's just taking some adjusting, but we'll get there, and
we're getting there.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of leads us into how our week and weekend went. So what did you do since the launch? What have you been doing?
First and foremost, I'm gonna move my screen a little. Go Padres.
Yeah.
If you don't know, the Padres are tied with the Dodgers right now. We're 1-1 in the playoffs, and bringing it back to Petco Park tomorrow night. So I'm so excited. The city is excited. I just I feel really good about our team. I really, really, really do. So fuck LA, beat LA. That's the slogan. And go Pods. We're going to do it.
Yeah, it's so fun. I was downtown for an event on Saturday, and the game was, they were playing in LA, but it's so many people were downtown watching, the game at different bars and stuff. And it's just so fun, how lively it is. That's our only pro team in town. And it's just fun, how active the city is about the team, and the games are obviously fun. We've gone to a game together, and
I think we sat front row at a game together.
We did, yes.
Red Sox Padres.
Yeah, it was fun.
That game.
We saw a lot of your friends.
We sure did.
Lots of things going on at that game, but lots of fun. That was last season, I think. Yeah, it was last year. But yeah, always a good time. But yeah, what else did you do this week besides cheer on the Padres?
Cheered on the Padres. I had such a great week. As Kelly talked about earlier, we had our launch party on Tuesday and it was so incredible. Everyone came, that we wanted to be there to celebrate with us, and it was super special. And the food was delicious, the wine was delicious. My mom actually came out from the East Coast and surprised me, like total utter surprise, which was crazy. So thank you, Mom, for doing that. And I just had a really great week. I got put onto this bomb Jamaican food spot. So if anyone wants some good Jamaican food, it is in La Mesa, and I am blanking on the name. It's Island something, but it was so bomb. So I will get the name and put it in our comments somewhere, but it was so, 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 so good. I went and saw The Joker, had a little date night on Friday.
Nice.
So that was fun. I guess The Joker is not getting good reviews. It's like borderline a musical, which I don't think people were anticipating. Yeah. And then there was these kids like in the like back of us that were just like over. Sorry, I don't know what just happened to my screen.
So if you're not watching us on video, sometimes when you make hand movements, it does a little graphic, like it does on FaceTime or whatever. So it did a little thumbs up on the screen. Earlier, it gave us some balloons out of nowhere. It just kind of gives us little graphics. So if you're not watching, you can watch our video on YouTube or Spotify. And sometimes you get an extra surprise. Just like
Yes.
you're getting a surprise along with us because we don't know when these things are going to pop up.
Yeah, so these kids were just like being like overly loud and like cool, big Joker and Harley Quinn fans. Face painted, everything, but like really just like loud and really just like loud and obnoxious. So like that wasn't, the highlight of the movie, I would say. But yeah, I had like a really good week, and I'm just in a state of gratefulness right now. And
Yay.
yeah. How was
That
your
sounds
week?
fun. My week was good. I just wanted to say, since you did mention that you went on a date, it reminded me we will be having some fun like dating episodes coming up soon. Just wanted to let our listeners know that we're going to do some like bonus type episodes that'll be separate from these like reality TV episodes. And we're going to be talking about all different types of topics. But our first one that will be coming up soon is going to be talking about fun dating stories.
And boy, does Kelly have good dating stories.
Yeah, I have lots of interesting ones. So stay tuned for all that mess. So that'll be coming up soon. But my week was good. The launch party, like Kyra mentioned, super fun. Everyone showed up. It was so fun to meet all of Kyra's friends and your mom. That was so great to meet her. It was just great. Like just the support, obviously seeing my friends there was amazing. It just felt really good to see everyone, have the support. It was fun. The location, great. Knew it would be great.
Weather was perfect.
Yes, it was all just, it just went how it should. And I love that for us. And then, the rest of the week just kind of, I had, just normal stuff for the San Diego Scout, and I had some stuff for work, just normal stuff. This weekend, I hung out with my mom again. We watched more of the Menendez brothers show. We made some more protein ice cream. You know the drill. This is the weekend routine now.
Our
Getting use out of that.
domesticated queen is coming back for round 2.
Yep, the Ninja Creamy is working overtime. And yesterday, I went to a brunch for the sorority that I'm an advisor for. That is another one of my,
Cute.
I almost said another one of my personalities.
Which
Another one of my things that I do.
accent she wears.
Yes, I'm a sorority. A sorority advisor. So the girls
Your
in the
outfit was
sorority.
so cute.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I love the girls in the sorority. They're so sweet and cute. And so they had their parents' weekend, and they invited me to like the brunch yesterday. So I went and I met some of their parents. That was just like fun and cute. Um, and then I went to my uncle's house last night and watched Sunday Night Football, which was, the game was delayed, and so it didn't start till like late, and then it was just a whole thing. But anyways, so that was my weekend. It was just like chill and nice. Oh, and I went to on Saturday night, the reason I was downtown was I went to this new Halloween pop-up bar.
Oh, was it fun?
It was cool. We got there late because we didn't know that it was like an event that like it like starts at a certain time, and they have like, it's like a show, and it's like a whole thing. Like I thought, oh, we had a time slot, but I didn't know that like it was like a thing. I thought you just kind of come anytime between the time slot. So
Right.
it was cool, but it was like we missed part of it because I didn't really realize that it was like a thing. So, but anyways, I'm giving away 2 tickets to it on the San Diego Scout. So if you're interested in going, you could, I haven't posted it yet, but check it out.
And
They're
make
going to
sure
be,
you go at the beginning.
yes, make sure that like whatever your time slot
Insider
is,
tip.
yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's cool. It's downtown. It's next to Tipsy Crow, and it's like all Tim Burton themed, like Halloween stuff. Their decor was cool.
Ron
And
would love it.
yeah, she could work there.
Mhm.
And it's at like a sushi restaurant. So they have like, you could get like sushi and stuff. And they have, their whole menu is like obviously Halloween themed stuff. But so you could like
Cute.
eat and drink there and stuff, whatever. So anyway, yeah, that was fun. And then we went so our time slot was 5 to 6:30. And because I wanted to go early, and then we were like, oh yeah, we'll like get dinner after, because we didn't eat there. But then since we were downtown and it was like so crazy with people watching the Padres game, we were like, okay, we kind of just want to go somewhere like chill to eat. So we went to Cheesecake Factory, which was
Always
actually,
hits. It always hits.
it always hits. And so me and my friend, sorry, this story is like going on and on now, but so me and my friend who went, we always, whenever we're together, we're always like working, as in like getting content and stuff. And so we were like, we want to go somewhere that like we're not going to be wanting to like take pictures and like work. We just want to like chat and like have girl time. So we're like, let's go to Cheesecake Factory because we know we're going to love it, and we're not going to feel the need to be like taking pics. And so
Right.
we go there, but like, I don't know if you saw the outfit that I was wearing to the bar. Like I didn't have, like I was wearing like a bodysuit, like a lace.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah.
So that outfit made it to Cheesecake Factory on Saturday night with all the families that were out for dinner, which I didn't have another outfit, but the families loved
Here
it.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are.
So
Going back to parents' weekend at the sorority, I have to ask you. So, one of my clients, her son's in a fraternity at SDSU, and so she went to parents' weekend. And so we were like, before she went, we were guessing like what they were gonna have like for the parents and stuff. So I'll tell you what they had. But I imagine like the girls, like, did they have like food and beverage and stuff for their parents, like?
yes,
Over the weekend?
yeah. So on Saturday they had like a coffee cart at the house, and I didn't go to the Saturday one, but I know they had a coffee cart, and they did like mocktails and something else at their house, and they did all kinds of stuff. And then yesterday it was at Stone at Liberty Station, and it was like a whole brunch situation, and that's what I went to.
So she sent me a picture because they went to the game on Saturday night as well, the football game. She said that there was no food at the fraternity and warm Coors Light.
Well, I'm not surprised.
Yep. I was like, that is what we anticipated.
Yeah,
same,
and sororities,
different.
very different experiences. I'm not shocked.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So now that you guys know how we spent our week, let's get into the real juice. There's a couple things that have gone on in like the reality TV Bravo world this weekend or this week. So we're just gonna like kind of chat about them really quickly. First, Vanderpump fans, Jax and Brittany, the custody and divorce situation. I mean, as
A
if
whole
we
mess.
couldn't as if we couldn't hate Jax Taylor anymore. You know, he can always go lower, it seems. And if you don't know, so he filled out their like divorce papers. First of all, he's representing himself. He shouldn't.
Bold.
Because filling out the paperwork, he said that they've been split since 2019.
But then said they were never married.
And then said they were never married. They're both married and they were living together.
But why are we filling out divorce papers if we weren't married? That's
They're not
strange.
legally married, Kelly. And he like gave
then you
over
don't
like
have to legally get divorced if you weren't legally married. There's no reason to get divorced.
and he gave over
I'm
100%
not an attorney.
custody.
I'm just.
Well, neither is Jax. So
I mean, I could represent him at this point, but it's fine.
anyone could represent Jax at this point better than Jax could represent himself.
Yeah, it's messy. He like you said, he gave full custody, which I think is probably definitely in the best interest of the child. It's just not looking great. I think.
But then,
I mean,
did you see he didn't mean to do all of that. He filled out the paper wrong.
I think. Well, that's why we have attorneys in this world, because most normal people that are not attorneys don't know how to do. I mean, that
attorney things.
Right. Like, I wouldn't understand the legal system either. I don't think that I would accidentally give 100% custody of my child, hopefully, but I don't know legal terms either. I have my dad, who is an attorney, read all of my legal documents before I sign them because I don't know what the hell anything says. And all the legal jargon is very confusing. But I would hope I would never.
Sometimes it's just her name.
I'm like, is this? It's like Kelly, blah blah blah. It could be today's date is October, blah blah blah, and I'll be like, Dad, is this okay? Is this okay?
Yes.
He's like,
that is the date.
Here's the pros and cons of signing this, and I'm like, just tell me what to do. I can't make a decision. And that is what it's like growing up with an attorney as a father. It's like,
sounds great.
You're gonna get. Here's the pros, here's the cons. And I'm just like, please just make a decision for me. I don't know what to do.
I'm here seeking advice. I'm seeking counsel.
I'm seeking legal counsel. But make the decision for me.
So yeah, I mean, honestly, Brittany, the best thing that you could have ever done is leave that man. So good luck to you. I mean, and that girl, it looks like brand deal after brand deal. You get your money, honey.
Thriving. We love it for her. Yes. And then Olivia from Southern Charm got engaged. So I like her. And I'm excited for Southern Charm. Like whenever the season comes back, I don't know if it's been.
She's not on it though.
Oh, is she not?
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, good for her. Because
when you told me that she got engaged, I was like, didn't even know she had a boyfriend. And so had to take a look. And so, yeah, she just gave an interview that she, like a couple weeks before filming had started, was called and said, like, I guess he's from Texas. But then I also think, is she living in New York now? It looks like she's living in New York.
I don't really like follow her. I just remember she said at the last reunion, I believe it was, that she had mentioned she had just started dating someone. I'm pretty sure it was at the last reunion that so that's the only reason I knew that she was dating someone, but it was like very new then. And they've only been together like a year, I think, and so I didn't know she wasn't coming back, but good for her. She I mean,
deserves
it. Her like normal, quote unquote, normal life after reality TV, and that's great for her.
She said she would want to be back on though.
Oh, She didn't get asked back? Is that why she's not coming back? Or
Yeah, so I guess he lives, like I said, I don't know if she's in New York, if they're both in New York, but he lives in Texas. Her parents had moved to Texas. So I guess she was like traveling back and forth, and she had said that they called her and they said, hey, looks like you're not in Charleston a lot. And, kind of just like had the conversation. But she said that she really would like to be, and she just wasn't really ready to not be. So yeah, but she looks so happy. She looks like she's just so gorgeous. And she had a rough, sad year. She lost her brother suddenly, for anyone who doesn't watch it, and just like bad relationships. So I'm really happy that she's in a good place.
Okay, now that we're talking about this, I do remember seeing stuff about her not coming back and people being like, oh, they're having Taylor back and not her. And yeah, I do remember now. Okay.
Poor decision. Yeah.
Yikes. Well, we'll get more into that when the new season comes back. So yeah.
And then I know we haven't really talked about it on here for any of the episodes that we filmed, but we talked about it in general so Mormon Wives on Hulu just got renewed for season 2. And if you haven't watched it, do yourself a favor, because you want to talk about chaos. It just got more chaotic as the episodes continued. And yeah, it's a different life they're living over there.
Yeah.
Nothing against it, but the Mormon community in Salt Lake they got a different set of rules for life, and
it's called The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and it's about like a group of moms that are like famous on TikTok, and they call themselves Mom Talk. And there is some crossover between them and Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. One of the friends on like a past season of Salt Lake City, her ex-husband's current wife is one of the moms or one of the wives on this show. And yeah, it's good. There's swingers, there's divorce, there's cheating, there's strippers, there's gambling, there's lots of stuff going on.
There's soda. There's
lots of soda. There's multiple 40-ounce sodas a day.
Soda parties.
Creamer.
There's like people that come to your house, like forget a bartender. We have like a soda tender.
Yeah, they have lots of soda shops. There's a lot of soda. And so anyways, they just got renewed for season 2 for 20 episodes. Which is like quite exciting because this season was
20 episode seasons.
Yeah. There was only 8 episodes of this one, and I wanted more. Which usually, that's typical for a first season. They don't know how it's going to do, but it did well. People loved it. And so I'm excited that it's coming back. And hopefully, like I think
soon.
That
like it's
soon.
Yeah. They're picking up filming, I think like within the next 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, and then it's like should be coming out soon as well. Like it's not going to.
Yeah, I think they said like January, February or something.
Yeah,
like I don't think they have like a long like turnaround for production. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, so that's on Hulu. So highly recommend watching it. It's only 8 episodes, and then hopefully the new one won't be too long. So catch up on that.
Yeah.
And then Beverly Hills Housewives is coming soon. The last I checked the other day, it did not have an exact date, but the little teaser just said coming soon.
I believe in November.
November. So that like one of the ones that we're currently watching will be over, and then that one, so probably Orange County, I'm assuming, will be ending. Oh, well, obviously it will be ending, and then the Beverly Hills will be starting. So. That's one of my favorite ones. So excited for that. But it's been a little bit the past couple seasons, so we'll see. But
I think we're gonna have standout season this year because Kyle is officially getting a divorce, and Dorit, we still don't know. Is she sleeping with Kyle's ex-husband, or is she not? I'm fully on the side of yes, of course she is.
Same.
So I think we're going to have a lot of stuff to look forward to. And Erica, I think, again, is like, less out of a lawsuit or more out of a lawsuit. So I think like we're going to just.
It's going to be more fun with Erica. Like not not being able to say anything about anything.
Anything.
Hopefully we'll
Anything.
get another Tom's House Scupper.
And homeless, not toothless.
And if you don't know, start watching.
Yep. If you don't know, we'll have a video to tell you.
Right. Because I'm like, there's too many things to go back. You just need to watch the shows. I mean, you don't have to, but you should.
You should.
Okay, well, now that we've spent the better part of 30 minutes introing in to our episode, now we could get into like the real juice of the shows that we watched this week, and there is a lot to talk about.
So let's start it off strong with the challenge. Oh gosh. Okay, so Kelly and I were talking, and she had asked, like, what would I prefer, like what challenge would I like, whether it's height or water or endurance or food. I'm definitely going heights or water. I mean,
and notice I didn't put puzzle on this list because obviously that's going to be an obvious choice. I only put these 4 because if you don't watch the challenges, they do like puzzles, trivia, and like other ones too, but those are going to be kind of like easier picks. But the heights, water, endurance, or food are, to me, the majority, but also the harder ones, because most people would pick like, oh, I'm going to do a puzzle or like a trivia. But these ones to me are a little bit like harder.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I honestly, like, one thing about your girl is she does have endurance. Like, I keep a very good steady pace. Like, I really, really do have endurance, but like, I love anything water. And then heights, I don't love them, but I often like to put myself in situations that I know I'm afraid of, but I just have like literally no other option. So I just do it. So I feel like that's why it wouldn't really bother me.
Yeah. And I feel like it also depends. Like the one this week, it was heights, but it's like they jumped and then, I mean, some of them were hanging there for a while, but it depends. Like some of them, they're walking across a thing for a long time. They're high up, or some of them, they're just jumping and then it's over. You know what I mean? So it also does depend on like what the height is as far as like how
if you gotta
long.
walk. Yeah. If it's walking in heights, straight ahead, nothing down. I'm not looking side to side. I'm just like, oh, well, just taking a breeze, just, a nice little breezy walk.
Yeah. Do you remember flashback to Veronica being like, she's taking off my harness?
Oh, I do.
Absolutely not. Count me out of that. I'm going to have to find a video of that for our listeners who aren't OG followers, because there was a challenge where they were up however many stories hanging, and there was 2 of them. They're competing against each other, and this one girl was trying to take the other girl's safety harness off. So that it would be full on panic. I'll find a video. It'll be on this week's roundup. But by the way, no matter how much we try to stay on topic, I'm sorry, my brain is just we do post a roundup of the week's topics the same day the episode launches. So whether you watch the shows or don't watch the shows, you can check it out on our Instagram. So hopefully that's like helpful as a visual for some of the things we talk about. You can check that out just to kind of see like some of the things we talk about to, as a reference point. Some of you,
we love a visual.
Feedback. Yeah. And some of you gave us feedback last week that you liked that, whether you like didn't know what we were talking about. So you could kind of see like, oh, that's what they were talking about. Or if you did know, it was just kind of like funny to, see it. So let us know on that post if you do like that, or, what you think of the episode. We like to hear your feedback. So yeah.
And circling back to last week's reference on Josh's hair, we saw some new styles from him this week.
He had 2 new styles.
Neither of them were great. If that's what you guys are wondering, if you're thinking, did he do better? He didn't.
No, he had a bun and he had a beanie with just the hair hanging out the end, poofy hair, like
like the braids were unbraided, and he just
yes.
went with that natural texture that it gave him.
Which, I mean, do you, but do better.
But do better. And while we're on the topic of hair, I mean, Derek's in a close second for his choice. It looks like a little baby bird. Like it looks like he has no hair on the sides, and he's like,
None.
but I like a little thing up here.
But like, I want to not be old, so I need to hold on to the fact that I have one piece of hair left. I don't want to be fully bald. It's like, let go.
Just, or like at least like fade up your side so it doesn't look so
No, I don't think he
disconnected.
has enough.
He definitely does. I mean, it's like clearly like buzzed, but like, why are we? What's with the like feathered?
Okay,
piece of
MTV,
stuff?
if you're listening, you need to hire Kyra as the on-set stylist.
Yes, I will.
Because
I'll just consult.
Whoever we have ain't cutting it. If you have someone, that's alarming.
They're not doing what they should be doing. They're
Yeah.
sabotaging. Yeah.
And I mean, hair might not be the top priority like during challenges, but it is to us
Then-
as the viewer.
Then just cut it all. You know what I mean? If you can't keep up with it, just cut it all.
Yeah,
Olivia,
because
she's back to her regular bob. I mean, you know, her weft is out, it seems. So like, let's, you know, we could do it. There's ways to fix these situations.
yeah.
And I mean, speaking of Derek again, so we're back to your leg being broken.
Well, I don't know. Him and Darrell, who are the oldest people left, the oldest men, they had a whole conversation about their aches and pains, which, I mean, I get it. They're doing very physical challenges, but it was just like snap, crackle, and pop. Darrell is like, I'm so lucky my back is getting back to normal. And Derek is like, yeah, my knees, like, or my leg, whatever. I'm just like, you guys, do you really need to be here that bad? Like, do you have jobs that you could go home to? Or are your wives like, go get the bag?
Maybe
Get
both.
it. Like, you better stay there and don't come home without that money.
I don't care what you have to do to your body.
I don't care if you lose a leg.
Ice plunge, sauna, back to ice plunge, sauna. Like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Recovery. Yeah, but like Derek's like literally limping, and he's like, oh, my leg's bothering me again. And I'm like, there's no one left on your team. Like, it is literally just you. Like, you're going to be in elimination every single week.
Right. Like, this is not worth, you're not that old. He has a new baby.
Well,
like, he's
going to be crawling right along with the new baby.
Learning to walk together. But like, he's going to be like rehabbing while his new baby is learning to walk.
Yeah.
And he's going to be in a walker with the baby walking. It's just, we need to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
Because I have a feeling he's not going to be the winner of the season.
I would actually put a lot of money down on the fact that he is 100% not going to be the winner. Because Era 1 has 2 people left.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet my life savings, which unsurprisingly is not much. So it's not much of a risk. But yeah, I'd be willing to bet.
Good luck, Era 1. Good luck.
I mean,
also Devin with the sneakiness. Ooh. And I like
Devin.
him. I know. I like him. So it's like, I respect it because you are playing the game, and that is how you get to where you are. But damn.
I don't like Michelle. Okay, so for those of you who don't watch, Devin and Michelle are like a thing this season. And so, long story short, Michelle was basically at the end of this episode in power to choose someone who was going to be a target for next week. And it was Devin's turn to nominate himself. And if they don't nominate themselves, like the person who's in charge or whatever
In
is going to
power.
pick. But he knew if he didn't nominate, she would not pick him. And so he didn't nominate, which I get. I wouldn't either.
I don't know, because I feel like that's this part of this game this season is like you do. And like I mean, I feel like this is like the best opportunity to nominate yourself because you see who you would be up against. So it's like, okay, yeah, like that seems like a very easy, group of people that I could have an opportunity of beating. And like now I've stood up for myself, and I just, and like I said, last week I wasn't really rooting for Corey, but this week I am rooting for Corey because I feel bad because I was
I'm still rooting for Corey. I don't want him to go
you
home.
are Team Corey. Yes.
Yes, I love Corey. I still love Devin though. Like I love both of them. I don't want either of them to go home. But I wouldn't really self-nominate. I don't remember who got picked from the other teams of the guys, but maybe
it wasn't bad. I think Jordan nominated himself.
Okay, yeah, Jordan's like the best player ever. So I would. Yeah, I wouldn't.
I just, it's like when it's your turn, and when you play dirty, I mean, again, it's part of the game, but that also gets us into this season on the challenge. When you get eliminated, you stay back for a second, and you vote on who is the nicest in the house.
Yeah, I don't know if they use the word nicest, but it's something like. Basically what the host says is
was like the most
how
kind
you treat
or
people matters.
Yeah.
That's the wording he uses. How you treat people in this game matters. And so when people get eliminated, they rank specific people 1 to 5. They're given a list of 5 people. We don't really know because they don't show it every episode. They don't really give us details, but they show it sometimes. And it's 5 people. They rank them 1 to 5. And I get like, this is the person I like the most to least, or this is the person that treated me the best to worst, or something of that nature. And so we don't know how that is going to be used against people in the end. But people like Laurel and Johnny and whoever that are not being very nice to people, when those people get voted out, are probably voting them low. And so in the end, in the final, they might get like a time delay or something.
That's
we
what
don't
I'm
know.
thinking. Like they're gonna have to do they're either gonna get a time delay or they're gonna have to do something extra. It's probably gonna be like eating or drinking something nasty. So yeah, I mean, there's obviously gonna be a consequence, but we just don't know what that consequence is. If you guys are watching the challenge and you have any ideas, definitely let us know because that's fun. I want to know what everyone thinks, and who do you think who are your front runners? Because there goes my Tina. She's gone.
I know. I kind of think so. Jordan is definitely a front runner for me. Honestly, Devin.
Always. And Tori.
Tori for sure.
Aviva?
Aviv.
Aviv? She's up there for me.
I think Avery might be. I don't know for sure because we haven't seen enough of her.
Silent. Yeah, she's going to be a silent killer.
Yeah, so she self-nominated this week for next week. So I think, and we saw her in the earlier elimination with Tony. I think she could be. She's pretty confident, but I think she could be pretty good. But yeah, it's always interesting to see the different strategies and the relationships that people have because we know they have relationships outside of the house and how that plays in. So I always enjoy watching and seeing what happens.
Now it's amping up because we've eliminated a lot of people. So now it's I feel the strategy, gets involved a little bit more and there's more intensity within the challenges. So this is my favorite time, now, from here going forward, of the challenge when it's you got rid of a lot of the players and now let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if things are going to change since era 1 is
They're going to have to,
almost.
they're going to have to get out of their era soon, for
Yeah,
sure.
because even last week, like they only had 4 people that were allowed to like do the challenge because era 1 only had 4 players. So they're either going to have to change the challenges or they're like, yeah, it's just going to be interesting how they're going to change the game.
Totally. Which is like, again, that's like another aspect that I love about the challenge is like how it starts is not how it ends. It's always getting switched up. So the game that you thought you were playing is not the game you're going to continue to play. So like that always makes it fun too.
Yeah, like it could change to like single player soon, like any time now. So I like when they do that, and then it's like not beneficial to them. Any of the relationships they've made, like they make it so it's like, well, now none of that matters. So I like when they do that.
So yeah, let us know your thoughts on the challenge for this week and like the rest of the coming season, like what your hopes and things are. And
yeah, so next up we have the new Real Housewives of New York aired, and this is the 2nd season of the new cast. So I'm enjoying the new cast. I didn't like this first episode very much. I mean, I liked the first season. It wasn't like, oh my god, this is the best like show ever, but I enjoyed the first season. This first episode of the 2nd season was like very lackluster in my opinion. But I did want to go over some of the new taglines because I always like, hearing what their new taglines are. Some of them I really like don't understand, and I don't know if it's like a Gen Z thing, even though they're not Gen Z. I don't know. Sometimes when I hear things nowadays, I'm like, am I old? But even though these people are older than me, I don't know. So I just wanted to go over them and see what you think of them and see if you understand the ones I don't understand. And then also I would love feedback from our listeners as well. So Bryn's tagline is, why date their dad when you can just be mother? Don't understand it at all.
At all.
When you can be mother.
Well, you would be if you're dating someone's dad.
Yeah. But I'm like, why?
But also why?
But she's saying don't date their dad because you can just be mother.
Right.
But I'm like, what? So I don't know what that means. Like, you don't have kids. I don't either. You're not a mother. I don't understand that. Aaron's is, in the cocktail of life, a New Yorker is never shaken or stirred. It's not the worst, but it's like not the best.
Doesn't really pertain to her specifically.
I mean, she's a New Yorker, but she is easily shaken and stirred up. So
she shakes and stirs. So it's, a little ironic.
Yes. Raquel, who is one of the new, or she's the only new one. Or no. Yeah, she's the only new one.
Rebecca.
But Rebecca's not.
Oh, she's a friend of now.
Exactly. So Raquel's is, just like a painting, you need a couple of looks to figure me out.
I like it. Because she's an art curator.
An artist, yeah.
She's an art curator, and like that is true. Like a lot of people just like, not me, but like they'll go and stand at a painting and like try to figure it out. I never can. So I just don't do that. And I just say, like, it's pretty.
Why does she need a couple looks?
Because there's a lot of facets to her. Maybe she was straight and now she's a lesbian.
True.
Like living this like new portion of her life. It seems like she does 17 things as a career and is great at all of them. So
true.
Maybe they just like try to get a better read on her. I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. And then this one I hate. This is Sai. I may be hungry, but at least I'm not thirsty.
You're both.
I mean,
you're both.
Zero effort. It was just stupid.
So last season, the reason that's her tagline is like she was all about food last season, and like there was a plethora of food, and she would still sit there and be like, "There's no food. I'm hungry. I wish someone would tell me that there wasn't going to be any food."
Yeah, so stupid. And I don't mind her, like, but that tagline is just stupid.
Yeah.
Jessel's, I'm not up and coming. I'm already there. Ugh. Shut up.
And I liked her at the end of last season. I was really liking her at the end of last season. I did not like her in the beginning. She was like really trying to figure out how to be a housewife, or on TV in general, or a friend. I don't even know what she was trying. All of it last season, but it did get significantly better. And then
Can't stand her.
episode 1, right back to
Nope.
What are you doing?
Uba, love looks good on me, but darling, what doesn't? No comment. And then Jenna, not everyone can be Jenna fucking Lyons, but they can try.
You know what? And she has every right to say what she says, because she is Jenna fucking Lyons. I mean, she's iconic in fashion.
I know,
She
but
is.
it's like your whole personality is just like your full name, and it's like
It is, though.
it's just
Like Cher. It's
overplayed.
like Cher.
Yeah,
Is
but
it?
it's like so cool because Cher is one name, and like Jenna fucking Lyons is like Jenna fucking Lyons, Jenna fucking Lyons. It's like
I know.
we
I'm
get
into
it.
it.
Why don't you just go by Jenna and not have no one have to be like Jenna who?
No, I'm into
Yeah,
it.
that'd
Everyone
be
knows her
way
as Jenna
cooler.
Lyons.
If you just said Jenna and you like knew what Jenna it was without having to be like Jenna Lyons, that'd be way cooler.
But I think like her tag has always been Jenna Lyons. So it's like, it's not that if she were to just say, honestly, if she were to just say Jenna, they wouldn't know because everyone knows her as Jenna fucking Lyons. I'm sorry. I'm with her. I'm with my girl on this.
It's just, I mean, I don't dislike her. I just think it's like overplayed, and that's like her only personality is like, I'm Jenna fucking Lyons. And it's like, okay.
Okay.
Whatever. It's like, I'm Jenna
And
fucking
then-
Lyons, and like, you're gonna meet my girlfriend's mom before you meet my girlfriend. Whatever.
Which was confusing.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Well,
Yep.
maybe we won't. Who cares?
I think
So
the biggest thing in the room that we should talk about,
literally
is,
emphasis on biggest.
Jessel's new teeth.
Mhm.
Which, like, here's the thing. They actually do look really good. I do think that they look good, but it is always so hard with teeth in general. Like when you know a person before they get their teeth done and then they get their teeth done and you see them, like it is just like a jarring difference in appearance. I do not think that they are bad, but they are there. They are there.
Yeah, they don't.
I have for sure seen worse.
Oh, 100%. The thing that confuses me about the veneers in general, because we have now seen them on countless stars, but specifically in recent times on many housewives. Why do they continue to get them all to be the same fucking size? Normal teeth are not all the same size. And they're not supposed to be. So if you want to get fake teeth, they should still want to look natural. And so why are they all the same fucking size in your mouth? That's what makes them look not good.
I will say the shade that she got though, perfect.
Yeah, they don't look like crazy. They don't look too
white,
too much.
And, yeah.
I think if we hadn't known what she looked like before, we probably wouldn't even really be commenting on her teeth. Like if this was the first time seeing her, like we probably wouldn't really be even saying, "Oh, her teeth." But since we're, like you said, since we know it's different than what she looked like before. But I agree, they don't look like bad like some other people that we've seen recently with a lot of teeth in their mouth.
Yeah, I mean, like sorry, like we're gonna jump around a lot in this episode because it really was not giving much for a first episode. These girls just like want to make such like big deals about everything, which I understand is reality TV and like we get it, but like so three of the girls took an Uber and Jenna's car didn't work or she didn't have it or there was a situation. So Aaron ended up having to pay for the Uber, which like, okay, whatever, I mean, fine. But then like these other girls went and like created this whole story as if Aaron was saying and suggesting that Jenna has money problems because she didn't pay her back for the Uber. And it's like, let's say your Uber was $500. You know what I mean? Which it wasn't, but like, she's got it. She'll gift it to you in a gift bag.
Of her product line or whatever. But I think they say how much the Uber was? It was like $250 or
Yeah,
something.
I was like, yeah.
But the thing that bothered me about this is that, so basically they show like different scenes, obviously, of like Aaron talking about it with people, and then Jessel and Brynn talking about it with Jenna. And Bryn's telling one side of the story, like, oh my God, Aaron told me that you have money problems. And then Aaron's telling the other people, like, I never said that. And Jessel knows that Brynn is over exaggerating and like making this up. And in her confessional is saying Brynn has her own version. But in front of Jenna, Jessel is like, oh yeah, it wasn't funny. Aaron wasn't trying to be funny. It wasn't funny. She just like, I don't know why she said that, blah blah blah. She doesn't call Brynn out. She doesn't say that's not what Aaron said. She didn't mean that. That's not how it went down. She plays along with Brynn. And then at the end of the episode, she looks at Jenna and says, oh, I think Aaron was just trying to be funny. Did that not come across at the furniture store when Brynn? No, it didn't come across because you straight up said, I don't know where that came from. She wasn't being funny. Like, what?
It's like, you guys are grown women. You are grown women. What are you doing? Stop.
It's so stupid. And like,
stupid.
I really liked Brynn last season.
Me
and I'm
too.
not liking her this season, which is just, I know it's only been one episode and it's bumming me out because the episode opened showing her like new apartment, and I was like, oh my God, her apartment's so cute.
But the stairway
Was weird. They were showing like them trying to move furniture into her home, and it was a weird
walk-up.
Yeah. So, I mean, they live in New York, so I know there's lots of different types of buildings and whatever, but the inside of her apartment was cute, and I like how she had it decorated.
Mm-hmm.
Except she did have what she referred to as balls in your face theme. Mm-hmm. She has her pillows looked like basketballs.
I like them. It's so funny because Kelly didn't like them.
I know
and I
you
liked
do
them
because you like basketball.
But it all went together. I love a cohesive look.
Yes.
Like interior.
But it just, yes. And it's like I think I just didn't like that she was like, it's balls in your face, because then it's like, if she didn't say that, I would have been like, oh, it looks good. But then it's like, now I'm thinking that it's like,
I know.
She's
like playing up this like role, and I don't love it because like to your point, like I loved her last season, and we have seen this time and time and time again in these Housewives franchises. It's like when you are the crowd favorite season 1, your head gets too big for you, and you come in season 2 thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna like amp it up a little, like. And it's like, no, because now you've just like lost all your authenticity, and like now you're doing what you think people want to see rather than just being yourself, because like that is what people wanted to see. And it's just like this overly flirtatious at every single opportunity given, and just like playing up this like damsel in distress, like I don't know, and like a little bit of ditzy, but she's really incredibly intelligent. And like I do, like she's always going to be a one-liner. She has got good one-liners. But yeah, I'm just like not loving who she's portraying herself to be this season. And then we're only one episode in, but the previews don't give me much hope.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. There was other stuff that happened in the episode, but it just really wasn't giving. I mean, Jessel's husband is a foodie influencer now. I loved that. But she's just thinks she's better than everything. She was being rude at the restaurant they went to. She's rude on the subway. She is just rude. I just don't care for her.
Like, if you haven't been to New York, and if you have, like, you'll agree as well. Like, New York is a melting pot. Like, it does not matter who you are, how much money you have. Like, you are going on the subway, you are going to these hole in the wall food places because they are so bomb. Like, that is New York. The smells, like the people, like the walking, like that is New York City when old like mixes with new. And like, she seemed as if like she was literally disgusted by everything that makes New York New York. And so it's like, then go somewhere else. Like, you've never been on the subway, you've never been on the subway in your life. And not only have you never been on the subway, but when you did, you acted as if like you were gonna get like hepatitis and like have to like cut your leg off or something, like, or that these people were just going to attack you. Like, it's like, you're with an entire film crew. Like, your experience on the subway is still very different than other people's experience on the subway. Like, please stop.
100%. And she's like, everyone's looking at me. It's like, it's probably because you're with a whole film crew. Like, what? And even if someone is looking at you, who cares? Like, no one did anything to you. Like, it's just dramatic and gross.
A whole nation looks at you. You're on national television.
Yeah. And like, they went to this restaurant that was like obviously like a small family owned restaurant, and that her husband was going to feature on his, I don't know if he does it, I guess Instagram or blog or whatever, which is what I do on the San Diego Scout. I'm not saying his is similar to mine. I've never even looked at his. I'm sure he has a million more followers.
It, and let me tell you, a lot of places that I literally bookmarked a lot of them because next time I'm in the city.
Like, so I'm sure he has a million followers, and I'm sure he does great. But so he's showcasing this place, which is amazing, and everyone knows that like a small family owned, like maybe not the most aesthetically pleasing, those are the places with the best food
that hit.
And the fact that they're featuring this place on like a huge platform is like incredible. So for her to go in and be like, oh, what is this? This is just like, it's just so disrespectful and rude. And like, I was just shocked that she would act like, it's just so rude to me to
no
act
self-awareness.
Like, what is this? And it's like, he should have just done the scene alone. Because I just think it's just disrespectful. And it's not like the business owners were doing anything like rude or to her or like served them anything weird or whatever. They're just having their business and trying to like survive. And I just thought it was incredibly like disrespectful. So it just made her look really bad to me.
And while we're talking about Jessel's husband, Bryn did make a funny, perhaps accurate comparison about Jessel's husband looking like Dory.
No, she didn't make the comparison. She was Sai made it. Bryn read the text that Sai sent.
That honestly tracks more. I could see Sai saying
that's why Sai got so mad, because Bryn brought up the fact that
not today, Satan.
Yeah, she was like, not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. With this
and
face.
I thought she was gonna leave because she was like really making a scene, and she sat at the table next to them.
I know, and then Bryn left. So at the end of the episode, they're like at this dinner. I don't know. It wasn't a dinner, but it was just like a
happy hour, I guess. I don't know.
That Bryn threw for everyone. But they're fighting about, I don't even know. Like, it was just so stupid. But Bryn brings up the fact that Sai had sent this text at something that was like not even on camera about Jessel's husband, Pavitt, saying he was a Dory lookalike, like Dory from Finding Nemo. And then they pan to him, just like they did with Shane last week at Real Housewives of Orange County. And it's like the innocent man. He's just minding his own business. But it's funny and it's entertaining. And they're always slandering the husbands that like, I mean, I don't mean to be like he's innocent. I don't know him as a person. I don't have any idea what he's doing, but he hasn't done anything on the show. At least
and
not.
Speaking of husbands getting painted poorly, I think like the last bigger thing that happened in the episode we like to refer to as Mushroom Gate, between Erin and her husband. They're just sitting at a restaurant. They're at Serendipity with their kids, and she just loses it on him for referencing mushrooms. Mind you, she referenced mushrooms last season, and he didn't even say anything bad. And you know me, and if you don't know, I'm a huge mushroom advocate. I love psychedelics. I think they are absolutely incredible. We have been told many lies about them. They are not scary. They are not a drug. That's my little thing on that. But she just like went off on her poor husband on national television, and good for him. He was like, I don't like that you're trying to control my words. Like, what are you doing? And
So
Kelly's favorite line.
well, basically, just like for context, I don't even remember what he said. He said they were talking about moving to a new like apartment or something. And he said, what did he say? He was like, oh, this would be
Like a good spot
remember.
to do, like, oh, maybe we'll take some mushrooms, or we'll like,
something like
something
that.
like very just like nonchalant and like not crazy.
Yeah, just
about,
like random, but it was
like a reference.
Yeah, they were talking about something in the house, maybe, or like, oh, this would be a
Artwork
good place.
Or something.
Yeah,
whatever.
I can't remember either, but it was just something super random, and it was innocent, very innocent. And she was like, "Did you just say that?" Blah blah blah, and he was like, "What?" And she was like, "Are you dumb?
You dumb?
Oh,
like
my God.
Are you dumb? Like, are you dumb?" Like, she just like kept saying it.
I texted Kyra when if my partner called me dumb or said, "Are you dumb?" That is, to me, intelligence and like everything is like very important to me. So if you say, "Are you dumb?" You're single. Bye.
I would have said, yeah, you know what? I am dumb for marrying someone who thinks that they could speak to me that way. Yeah.
And now we're divorced. So goodbye. Because absolutely the fuck not.
It just
You're
like
not calling me dumb.
It just wasn't necessary. The crime didn't fit the punishment didn't fit the crime. Like,
it was so dramatic.
It wasn't like he was like, I was telling Kelly, I was like, it's not like he was like, let's just do the new house in mirrors, like top to bottom. That way we could just like rip lines of coke all night long.
Exactly. And they flash back to a scene of her last season being like, oh, this would be the perfect place to trip out, like when they went to
her house.
They're at her house or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, you should be here when you're on mushrooms. Like, it's super fun.
Yeah. So she just said that last season, and it's like, why? She just flipped out. It was very weird. So
they're clearly going through something. I mean, and I think that there was like news about that too. But yeah, they're definitely, their marriage is going through something. And really quickly, like, because I'm kind of over New York at the moment, they just moved into they sold their home, they moved into another home, and now they're going to move into another home because that one's too small. It's like, they're both in real estate. Like, didn't you know that when you bought it? And like, who wants to move that much?
Well, I don't think they think it's too small. Their kid said it was too small.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Now they're moving.
Yeah. So anyways, we'll see. I mean, the trailer for the rest of the season, I mean, we'll see. Like, it insinuates that he has like cheated on her. Obviously the way the episode started was like at their photo shoot at the end of the season, and like some people are not talking and they're fighting and whatever. I don't know. We'll see. The first episode was just, I mean, you wouldn't know it from how long we just talked about it, but it just was kind of
yeah.
So anyways, moving on to Salt Lake City.
So Salt Lake City opens with them like with Whitney in the kitchen talking to her husband because they're about to go to Milwaukee, glamorous Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. And she's like, honestly, like, thank goodness we did the ropes course last week. Like, it really brought us together. They like flash to a montage of like what happened during the ropes course. No one was getting along. Nothing was resolved. Like, there was like zero team building. Like,
she didn't delusional. Where did it bring them together? To hell?
Brought them further apart, if
Yes.
anything. So that was just so funny to me because I'm like, no, girl. But good. You know what? Stay positive. Good for
Yeah.
you.
We love the optimism. But maybe that's why there's always a disconnect on these shows, because like what they think is like team building, like success, is like
The
not
opposite.
what we think is a success. Because she did say like, oh, I'm glad we did this so we could all go together. And we're like, okay.
Huh?
She deemed it a success. Yeah. And so then it shows them all kind of like packing for the trip. So it shows Mary, who I think is lightweight, maybe a hoarder, because
Well,
shows
yeah.
her with lots of things going on in her house as usual. Then it shows Angie packing and talking to her husband, and she spills the tea about her lash girl, who is receiving DMs.
Not only did she talk about it, she showed receipts of these things.
Her lash girl has been receiving DMs from Brittany's man, Jared. And if you will remember from last week, this is the man that asked Brittany to be official, made it Instagram official with the Costco cart post. Okay. That was a whole thing last week. It is in our carousel, the whole video, including the Costco cart post. And so now this week he is in some other woman's DMs and flirting it up.
And he's single.
He's single, mingling.
So they're
He's
not
out
together.
there. Right. And they've this is also the couple that is broken up 16 times. But currently, in Brittany's mind, they are together in Instagram official. So this is some tea that Angie's like, well, my lash girl said, he's in my DMs saying he's not with her and he wants to like take me out or whatever. But Angie's lash girl was like, well, I know that you're like filming with her. Are they together? Blah, blah, blah. So Angie's kind of like, I don't know her that well, but I feel like I should tell her. So if it comes up on the trip, like, should I tell her? Blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of like foreshadowing. Obviously, she's going to tell her. It's going to come up. So, we know that it'll come up. And so then they travel to Milwaukee. And I just have never seen someone as excited as Heather on the bus. I mean, all of them. They're so excited. And I'm thinking like all the other housewives go to like these glamorous places and they're in Milwaukee and they're so excited. And I don't know if it's just because like, it's not that I've never heard of Milwaukee. Like I have, but I just like never knew that it was like this place to go.
I will say that I did have a client go to Milwaukee recently, and she actually had really great things to say about it. So I guess, maybe we are sleeping on Milwaukee, but it's near Chicago because I know that I will go when I'm going to all the NBA arenas. So when I do Chicago, I'll do Milwaukee at the same time.
Okay. So when you do that, you might need to like go also to the museum and casino that they went to, which we'll get to in a second. But first, I need to talk about one of my favorite parts of the episode, which was the true crime crossover, which if you don't know me, I'm a true crime fan. I love me a true crime anything. Not to be confused, I don't love crime. Like I don't love that people are committing crimes. But once the crime is already
out there, Kelly is advocating for you.
No, but like once they've happened,
keep up the good work.
No, let's not get us canceled. I do not love that the crime is happening. However, I did watch the Jeffrey Dahmer series that was on last year, I believe. And the guy that works at my local Starbucks does look like the actor that played him in that series, which kind of freaks me out every time I go there. But anyways, if you don't watch the show, the Salt Lake City, Mary says like, oh my gosh, I love Milwaukee because like my dad used to, it reminds me of my dad. He used to live here, and like he used to like have this, like he would smell something weird, and there was this weird smell, and he would always say that. And like one day on his way home from work, he like saw like Jeffrey Dahmer getting arrested or whatever. And I'm like, what? Like, is that
And
a real that she that
but
that
also to add on to that, in season 1 of Salt Lake, it opens up with her and this woman Jen getting into an argument because she said that Jen smells like hospital. And Jen was like, I was taking care of my dying aunt. And like, I can't even believe you would say that. And so it's like Mary and her family of smells. Like, so it's
I
like you
know.
smell hospital on her. Your dad smelled something weird in the air living a block away from Jeffrey Dahmer.
Also, I just have to say this because I was talking to my best friend last week who has never seen the Salt Lake City Housewives, and I was telling her about Mary because my best friend loves true crime also, and I'm like, oh my god, you have to watch because this is true crime crossover. Mary is married to her step grandfather,
Soon to be divorced.
and she's an alleged cult leader. So if
Mhm.
you like, the reason we didn't talk about any of this last episode is because like this is all like season 1 stuff, so this is really not even like, this is nothing
Talked
are
about.
going to be
Right.
going over right now, but
Right.
it's just, if you are on the fence, like, should I watch, should I not watch, you should watch, because this is the type of stuff, these are the type of people that are on these shows, like, yeah, you're just missing out. It's like the Jeffrey Dahmer of it all, the married to my step grandfather for, I don't know, 20 plus years. I mean, they have
Her grandmother died, and she said that her grandmother wanted her to marry her husband.
Yeah, and so she did.
And so she did, and she took over the church, and
they had a kid together who's now like
sleeping,
must be like 21 or something.
Yeah, just like living off of them. She had to cash up him $16. Whatever.
60, but yeah.
Oh, I was like, wow, that's such a specific amount. Got it.
Oh, I have to rewind really quick because this other scene that I wanted to just briefly touch on happened before the Milwaukee also, which was also when they were like getting ready to go, Meredith talking to her husband, who we all know I love and adore, Seth Marks. And he says to her about Whitney, she's like high school algebra. Just pay her no mind. And I'm like,
and
that's, you know what,
Kelly, that's Kelly's Housewives tagline.
The wisdom that Seth Marks brings. You know, we can just all learn something. And so now, from now on, when I don't like someone, I'm just going to be like, high school algebra.
You know what? You're just like high school algebra to me.
Yeah.
Gotta go. G2G.
High school algebra. That's all that needs to be said.
Back on the topic of Mary for the last time this episode, I need a nurse to weigh in on what I'm about to say. Off the top of my head, know that it's not okay. But maybe I'm wrong because I don't have a medical background.
I do. I'm a nurse. Go forth and prosper, and I will give my opinion.
Mary, they're at the Bucks game, and was it Whitney said, or do you have to go to the bathroom? Someone said, like, do you have to go to the bathroom? Angie was like, do you have to go to yeah. So do you have to go to the bathroom? And she goes, oh no, like I don't go to the bathroom in public restrooms. And she's like, I put a tampon in so it holds my pee and I don't have to go to the bathroom. But it has to be the supersized ones.
It can't be medium.
Be medium. And I don't think that that's healthy. I don't think that that's safe. And I honestly don't think that's helping you not pee.
So, okay. I don't know if our listeners know this, but this is a medical podcast. A medical advice podcast. So I'm about to give some medical advice. What Kyra just described per Mary is how you get toxic shock syndrome.
That's what I thought. Like, I'm just like, is that not how we get toxic shock syndrome?
Yes. And so if you're a male listening to this and you don't know what that is, you can go ahead and Google it, because although this is a medical advice podcast, we don't advise getting TSS. So I'm not going to go into it, but you could die. So yeah. And you're not going to get it because you're a man and you're not wearing a tampon. So anyways, if you want to know what it is, go ahead and Google it yourself. Anyways, that's how we get TSS. But also, there's so many things. One,
Why?
your pee comes out of a different hole.
Thank you.
It also, maybe if you're a male, you might not know that because you might not know a woman's anatomy. I don't know. But your pee comes out of a different hole than your tampon goes in. So it's not holding the pee in, Mary. And I don't even know why I'm saying males, because she's not a male and she clearly doesn't know that. Second of all, that sounds extremely painful to just shove a supersized tampon up there when you're
nothing's happening.
Even if you are on your period, that sounds painful, but especially if you're not in your period, just to prevent pee. So you're just doing it every single day when you leave your house, just in case you have to pee. How is that preventing you from peeing? I don't understand, because
also, like,
you can still pee when you have a tampon in. So how does that prevent you from peeing?
Right, like you keep your tampon in when you pee.
Right. It's not inserted into your bladder like a plug. I'm like so baffled. So we don't need a nurse's opinion. This is not work. It is not advisable. So for this segment, I have a medical degree.
Medical degree.
And I can tell you it's a no from us. But it was like hilarious because she's being dead serious. Like, she fully believes
she is
this.
like, let me change the game for all of you.
And she thinks this is 110% more effective and safe than sitting on a public toilet.
Also, you don't have to sit on a public toilet.
Right.
You just squat.
You can squat.
You put the little thing around, like we've got options, Mary.
Mm-hmm. There's options.
I mean, and the Bucks game in general was just...
There was a lot going on. Mm-hmm. But the bathroom situation, I was confused because there's another scene where they're in a bathroom, and I was confused because they're in a suite. And I don't understand why there wasn't a private bathroom.
You don't get a private bathroom, but you get you're not in a public bathroom, like for everyone, like you're in like the suite.
It's like a shared suite bathroom. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that makes a little more sense, but it's still okay. So yeah, they're at the Bucks game. Angie has this like full on Greek outfit.
She's there for Giannis. Yeah, she's there for Giannis, who is Greek, and he's like the star of the Bucks. And she is like, everyone in this arena and also in Milwaukee will know that I too am Greek, because head to toe. And remember last week we referenced that she was like kind of branded as like the one who wore these like big obnoxious glasses. Well, she not only had the Greek obnoxious big glasses that had a Greek flag, not that Greek is obnoxious. But she was like, she had the Greek flag. She was in a onesie that was the Greek flag with the sunglasses. I mean, I wonder what her nationality is. I was just puzzled.
Right.
If only she could give a clear sign.
Just give us a clue.
And they were in a suite, so it's like he didn't even see her.
I know. Well, they might, I don't know. But she was, I love a theme. I love, someone who really goes all out, and she does like to do that.
She sure did.
So the main like drama that happened at the game, well, there was a couple things, but so Brittany is FaceTiming her man, the man who was texting the last girl earlier in the episode. And so she's sitting there FaceTiming him, and directly behind her, and I mean directly behind her, Angie Bronwyn is talking to Bronwyn as Brittany is on FaceTime. And she's like, oh, is that Jared? Hi, Jared. And, they see he's on FaceTime. And then Angie turns to Bronwyn and goes, yeah, so he's DMing my lash girl. And like, as they're on FaceTime, is telling Bronwyn about the texts. And it's like, they are on FaceTime right in front of you.
Literally right in front of you. But
And
yet
it
no
was
one seemed to
just,
hear. But
no,
it was
no
weird
one,
because then like when they were talking and she wasn't on FaceTime, and like I thought they were talking like a lot more stealthily. She was like, "Are you guys talking about me?" I'm like,
yeah. Yeah. And so then she turns around and she's like, is this about me? And Angie was like, kinda. And it's like, no, it's literally only about her.
"Only
And
about
so
you."
then she tells her, like, and I'm like, okay, I understand wanting to tell her, but why are we doing it right here at the game like when we're trying to have fun? And so then of course Brittany gets upset, which obviously you're telling her that like her man that she was so excited just made it official is cheating on her. And so she starts crying and she goes to the semi-public bathroom and Meredith goes with her and it's like a whole thing. And I mean, I felt bad for her because she, of
100%, yes.
course, she think, her man
No
is
woman wants to hear that. Like,
no,
especially, you don't want to hear that at all, let alone when you're like out in public, let alone when you're out in public being filmed.
right.
Like,
And
yeah.
she kind of, I think, and she said like, I've had suspicions or something. It's like when you're dating someone like that, it's like, you kind of know what type of
Mm-hmm.
person you're dealing with. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's very crushing. I've been in situations like that before where it's like you kind of feel like the person you're with is not 100% honest or faithful. And then when you actually get proof or whatever, it doesn't hurt any less, even if you kind of assumed they're doing something. It's just like, it's not a good feeling and it's embarrassing and it hurts and it sucks and it's all these things. And so I felt really bad for her. And I just felt like it was not the place or time or whatever. I don't know why they brought it up there. And so then, like, skirt, we're out of the bathroom. We're back to, well, I mean, they're still in the bathroom, but we're now over to Bronwyn and Lisa. So Bronwyn, I mean, if we think back to last episode, Lisa like didn't stand up for Bronwyn in the little like scuffle after the ropes course, and she was kind of just didn't stand up for her as a friend and blah blah blah. So then Bronwyn hears from Whitney, I guess, that
Which
Lisa. Well, okay, go ahead. You could say.
I was gonna say, I love their relationship, and I hate that people are trying to take them down because guess what? Bronwyn was 100% honest with Whitney. She told her exactly what she said. She said that she knew that it was condescending. Like, she admitted to that. Like, she got all of the stars in my book because if you can be honest about your shade, there you go. Like,
Mm-hmm.
if you can say exactly what you're saying behind someone's back to their face, then there you go. Like, I have
Yeah.
nothing. I can't say anything to you about that. That's how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, I really went back to liking Bronwyn this
Me too.
episode.
Me too.
She kind of came off mean girly last episode, but I do like her. She basically approached Lisa and was just like, I feel like at the airport, Lisa was very much, when they were going to Milwaukee, Lisa was like, hi, blah, blah, blah. And Bronwyn was just kind of didn't give anything, which I appreciated because I was like, she wasn't fake. She just kind of was like, yeah, I'm not faking this.
She had some very iconic lines.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so she anyways, do you want to
she's letting everyone know exactly what's being said, and she's letting everyone know. And I loved it because she said, I'm not telling Lisa's words, I'm just telling them that Lisa had words. And I'm like, yep, because let Lisa hold herself accountable. Like, you just bring the little bite, and then they can go and confront her, and Lisa will, as we all know, lie and deny and try to like turn it into something else and play victim. Like, that is what she does. Even though Kelly likes her, that is the type of person Lisa is. So, what does that say about Kelly? We're not sure, but and then I love at the end of the episode when Bronwyn was like, I'm not gonna start the bus, or she would say, I'm not gonna run them over with the bus, but I am gonna turn the bus on. And I was like, yes, that is how you do it.
Yep.
That is like good shade and like no, we're going to get to the bottom of this, but I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to let you know maybe you should inquire.
Right. And then there was the whole, the whole thing about I guess it was Miley, which we haven't even spoken about her. And I don't even think we should start now, to be honest,
No, we
because we've
definitely
already
shouldn't.
spoken enough about. She's a friend of, and we didn't even speak
Yeah.
about her the first episode, even though she's been on like every episode now. But I mean, I think that's kind of the gist of this episode, except I did want to say at one point, they went to a bobblehead museum. Half the cast went to a bobblehead museum, half went to the casino. And well, one thing we want to know, like, let us know in our comments on today's post on Instagram, like, would you have wanted to go to the bobblehead museum or the casino? I feel like usually if I go to like a new,
I already know what you're going to say.
well, okay, before they went, when they were just talking about it, I was gonna say the museum, because
I thought you were still going to say museum.
Well, once they went, I was like, it didn't really seem that cool. But I usually like to go to something like that because, like, a casino, I feel like you could go like anywhere, and it's kind of like they're all the same. Even though the casino group definitely seemed to be having more fun, because the bobblehead museum didn't really seem very fun.
Looked like a room.
Yeah, and the bobbleheads weren't bobbling, like nothing was happening. But in
Scavenger hunt was fun though.
What?
The scavenger hunt was fun. Like the little cute, like that was like a cute little.
I liked when they showed them all as the Golden Girls. Like it showed Bravo, like showed them the actual housewives as Golden Girls, which I thought was funny and cute. But I think like fun museums like that are cute in general. If I was like a bobblehead museum or casino without seeing them, I would have said bobblehead museum. But I
would have picked casino every time.
Well, yeah, I know. But it just, the bobblehead museum,
like, drinks, give me the money, give me the fun. Yeah, I'm going to the casino, and that group way more fun. Way more fun
for sure. After like seeing it, it looked more fun. Also, last thing for me about this episode, are lobster corn dogs a Milwaukee thing? I've never heard of a lobster corn dog in my life. I've never heard of a lobster.
It sounded delicious. I wish I had heard of a lobster corn dog before, because those are two things that I love. But yeah, let us know. Like, is it like a Milwaukee like delicacy? Like,
I know. And like, can we get one here though? And where?
Can someone send us one? Because it sounded amazing and it looked amazing. Honestly, their whole food spread looked good.
I know.
So shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks Sweets, because their food and beverage team looked like they nailed it.
And we can come record a podcast in one of those suites while eating. I gotta
check off the arena anyway. So let us know.
We'll be there.
So yeah, so that was Salt Lake. We'll see what the conclusion from the Brittany fallout is, and as of now, Team Bronwyn.
Yes, agreed. So, all right, now we just have OC
last but not least.
So
we're gonna get through this one.
Yes. So we started out with the dinner party from last week, where Tamara had stormed out. She was ready to leave, ready to go. Eddie stayed at the table. She was in the car. Katie came to check on her, and she was like, I'm ready to leave. So Katie came back, told Eddie like she's ready to leave, and he was like, ugh, really? Like,
okay.
And then he like hugs it out with Ryan and Jen.
Like they were fine. Like him and Ryan were fine. Like they didn't just have all these words. When Ryan tried to, in the beginning of the episode, go up and like shake his hand, he's like, no, thank you. No, thank you. I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't want anything to do with you.
It was bizarre. So him
now
and
let's
Ryan
hug it out.
Hug, and then him and Jen like kiss. I don't know. It didn't look like a cheek kiss. It didn't look like a full kiss. It was
I'm telling you,
too close for comfort.
Those two got something going on that they don't want nobody to know about.
Yes, it was weird. So this just further proves my point. I think Tamara and Eddie are on the rocks. I think I would be pissed if I had this altercation And then my husband is out here hugging
Mm-hmm.
and kissing while I'm sitting in the car. Like, the whole thing. But
Mm-hmm. And Ryan's for
then
sure guilty of the crime that he's being committed of, or accused of,
allegedly.
allegedly. But so for reference again, it was like the whole interpreter, Dodgers player scandal that is currently still happening. That he embezzled all this money and whatever, because they're trying to ask him all these questions about like, okay, well, if you're saying that it's about your friend, then like, weren't you a part of that? And like, did your friend, like, was your friend doing A, B, or C? And he just could not give a clear answer. We got another word salad. Like, yeah. So
Yeah, he was just talking in circles and
it's not looking good.
no.
But
So
something that did look good. Katie's
us-
family.
the best part of the episode by far, Katie's family goes to dinner, and not only do we already love her husband, her son is the cutest little human ever. So
Ever.
they go to dinner and they're just sitting at this like Korean barbecue place, I think, right? It's Korean barbecue.
Mhm.
And so they're talking about, her daughter taught herself Korean, which is very impressive. I mean, to teach yourself
Mhm.
any language is very impressive. So they're sitting there and Katie says that they're going on a trip to Korea to find for her birthday, her upcoming 40th birthday, and they're going to find her birth mother because she was adopted. And so she like asks the kids what they are excited for. And so her daughter says, "Oh, I think there's a Hello Kitty world there." And then what does her adorable son say?
I'm excited to see fellow Koreans.
Oh, it was so
It was so heartfelt. It was so cute. Like the
just
way
so
he's looking at
genuine.
her. Yeah. Like pure excitement. Like,
Oh
oh
my
my God,
God.
this little boy, like, give him everything. I told Kelly, like, whatever he asks Santa for, like, he needs to get it tenfold. Like,
Yes.
this
And
little
then
boy. Oh,
he since they were talking about the fact that Katie was adopted, he said, "What is your like
real
your
name.
birth name or your real name or whatever?" And she said, "Younghwa." And he goes, "I love you, Younghwa."
I
Oh,
just, come
just
on.
he's
Ah.
so innocent and genuine and like, oh my
And
God,
like
I
you
could
could
just
tell it's like that's the way that they parent because the
I
way that
know.
they both react and they look to him like they are just a good family. And
So sweet.
oh my God, and I just love Katie time and time and time again. So grateful that they have added her. What a pleasant addition she is to this show. Oh
Truly.
my God. And
Yeah.
then honestly, like there was really like only that and then this thing that we're about to talk about that happened, which was Shannon's 60th birthday and
Mm-hmm.
the ongoing delusion from Alexis.
Mm-hmm.
It's like so Shannon has a tea party and which I've been to before. I went to it. It's in San Juan Capistrano. I went there for a or like right past there. A baby shower one time. It's super cute. It's like
Oh,
a
yeah.
really like cute authentic tea house. And so they're at this tea party for Shannon's birthday and Alexis is not invited obviously. And she like rips open her dress and she has like the London flag, like a bedazzled dress on, and she is inviting the ladies to London. Like we
She
said,
looks
all the other
amazing.
franchises looks amazing. All the other franchises go to these wonderful, cool places, and then Salt Lake went to Milwaukee. But whatever, we digress. Like, still looked fun. So not only are they at their, the tea party and enjoying it, and Janice invited them to London, then she receives this like massive bouquet of flowers. And so they're like, oh my gosh, like who's that from? And then she was like, is it from you guys? And I'm like, no. And the card is from who else but Alexis?
Lexi. She sends Shannon this huge bouquet and it has like a literal
An
olive
actual olive
branch.
branch.
And this card that's like, I hope, whatever, I don't even remember what it says. Something about happy birthday, I hope, blah, blah. While they're in this like legal dispute although, I mean, it's technically John, but it's like, that's your man. And you're
Oh,
standing
yeah.
beside your man. That's your man.
Your
And
man, your man, your man.
it's just so fake. And so Shannon's like, okay, that's nice. Like, whatever. Just kind of doesn't want to talk about it. Because it's like, I'm sorry, this is my day. She does not do anything that's like, oh my God. Like, she doesn't do anything. She's just like, okay, doesn't want to talk about it. And then, of course, Tamara's like, oh my God, you're just acting like she's being so dramatic and like acting like, oh, well, why doesn't she want to forgive her? And why doesn't she want to text her and be friends with her? And it's like, leave Shannon alone. Just leave her alone. She just accepted it with grace and just doesn't want to talk about it. It's her birthday.
And by the way, it's very much giving you told her to send them.
Yes.
Like, I'm not talking to you. We are not friends. We are not friends. Your boyfriend, who is my ex-boyfriend of long standing, is suing me for $75,000, will not accept any offer that I've given him. And you have just been rude and rude and rude and rude. You cannot keep my fucking name out of your mouth. And you want to send me flowers for my birthday and think that it's wrong of me to not want to like be over the moon about it? Like, no, girl.
So he's suing me.
Flowers. Keep your olive branch. Thank you. Thank you.
He's suing me for thousands of dollars, and you just spent hundreds of dollars sending me this. Give him that money.
It's about the money, right?
Yeah. He needs money so bad. Give him the money.
So Shannon doesn't invite Lexi to London because obviously.
Right.
So she sends her this text message and she reads it to the girls, like what she's going to say. And they're at the tea party and they're like, well, maybe like soften it a little bit, which like, I don't even think it was harsh. Like,
no,
what are you going to soften? Like, we don't fuck with each other. We are not friends. You're not invited to this trip.
And all she said was, I am planning a trip with my friends to London and you're not invited. And that shouldn't be a surprise because we don't get along. It wasn't like she was like, fuck you, you're not coming. Like, don't fucking come. She just said you're not invited.
Matter of factly. Mm-hmm. So then Jen and Kate, they're like, well, maybe we'll go and we'll talk to her, so she doesn't overreact or doesn't maybe misunderstand. So when you send it, we'll go to her house and like kind of like soften the blow a little bit. So they go to her house and like, again, Katie and Jen are just like such a great duo. Like, we need more of them. They're like the Sonia and Luann, like, like we just need that dynamic duo to be on our screens more. And so Alexis is like, like ditzy, not even like understanding what's happening and like so happy. And then she reads the text and to say that her energy changed.
Yeah, so she reads it out loud, this is Shannon Bedore, and I'm planning a trip with my friends, blah, 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 blah. And she did change it like a tiny bit, but not really because she didn't need to. But it's basically just like, you're not invited and you should understand because X, Y, and Z. And Shannon is like, or Alexis is like, oh my God, I'm done. And just like throws her head back. And I'm just like,
what more can I do? I've tried so much. And it's like, I would like to see you try once. You haven't tried not one time. And then we get the one thing that none of us asked for. And we get a Johnny J. Alexis duo confessional.
Not this man who claims to not want to be in the media, being in a confessional on this TV show.
Talking about the fact that there's this lawsuit going on. He keeps saying it is about the money. It is about the money. She knew that it wasn't a gift. Like, I have evidence and proof that she knew she was going to have to pay this back. She has offered to pay him in full.
And he won't accept it.
And he won't accept it. So I'm sorry. change your story. It's not about the money. No one cares about you. So like for you to say, because she doesn't want, he won't accept her offer of paying the $75,000 because there's also a thing in there that says that they are not able to talk about this. And he will not sign that because he feels that he needs to be able to tell his side of the story, which we have heard over and over and over again. One, no one believes you. And two, no one cares. And three, you're not anyone that if like, and she doesn't talk about you. She doesn't say anything disparaging about you. She only speaks in truths. Like, it's so crazy. And like, just, I want both of them to go all the way away. Like, go start your life somewhere else. Like, I'm so over them. And then for them to just like continuously keep saying that Shannon's the problem and she keeps, bringing things up or won't let things go or, and they're just like, they've been so wronged. It's like, okay, then step away from it all.
I know. It's just exhausting. Like when I saw him in the confessional, I'm like, oh, hell no. This man, absolutely not. So, yeah, they're at Alexis's house and she's freaking out and she's like, I won't be around this group anymore. And I'm like, oh,
okay.
Can we get this in writing? Because
sign, seal, and deliver it. Like, let's get a notary to her house right away.
Right. And then she kicks Jen and Katie out of her house. And they're like,
like they told her.
Yeah, they're like, okay, yeah, we'll leave. Like, she literally just opens the door and like shoos them out.
And they're both like,
oh, okay.
Are we like kicked out?
Yeah, they're like,
I've
okay,
never been
we'll
kicked
leave.
out.
Yeah. And then that's like the end of the episode. And it's just so dramatic. I'm like, why would you be invited on Shannon's birthday trip? You're not friends. So, whatever. I'm excited to see the trip.
Yes, I'm definitely excited to see the trip because the OC girls, they do know how to like party on a little getaway. So I'm very excited. That was like really the bulk of it. I mean, Heather and Emily got into it again for the 18th time about the body image and the, miscommunication. And I can't even give it light anymore because it's just too much. I mean, I will say though, like Heather being like, you're beautiful, you're curvy and voluptuous. It's like not helping her.
But it just shows that she just doesn't.
Zero wherewithal. I told you, like, if you're a size 2, you might as well be a size 82. Like,
right.
Heather just doesn't know.
She just doesn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that was our Housewives recap. Sorry that took so long.
Yeah, but hopefully you enjoyed it. So as you know, we are going to end each of our episodes with some like goal setting, if you will, some talking about things we're working on and things we're looking forward to and things like that, because we do love all the reality show fun gossip type stuff, but we also are always growing and learning and doing that kind of stuff. So what is something you are working on right now?
I am working on, what am I working on? Honestly, being more efficient. Like, I really am working on like being more efficient, being even more organized than I think we already are. And just like, yeah, like creating that routine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like it's same. Basically, this past week, it's just have a lot of things going on, juggling a lot of responsibilities and just continuing to try to like make it all work, get in the routine. My house is an absolute mess right now. And I'm like, that kind of flows into the next thing, which is something I'm looking forward to, which is cleaning my house. It's just like there's so many things going on and just making sure I have like balancing everything, have time for everything. And while staying sane. So I'm just working on staying organized and balancing it all. But looking forward to cleaning my house. What are you looking forward to?
I am looking forward to going to the game tomorrow and watching the Padres take that W against the Dodgers. And I'm looking forward to honestly for the Padres winning and getting to the World Series.
Yeah. It's going to be great. It's definitely going to happen. And what is something that made you feel like an adult this week?
So I know this is going to be really silly, but I mean, if you know me, I love a car wash. I love everything to be clean. So that always makes me feel like an adult. And I went twice last week. And I don't even do anything. And my car's not even messy, but it just makes me feel good. So that made me feel like an adult. But also I know this is so silly, but when I went to go get a pedicure this week, I brought my laptop with me and was working on it and getting stuff done. And I was like, I'm sorry, is she multitasking? That's really adult.
No, that is.
She's doing work and having a nice service done. Okay.
That is adulting.
Right?
I would agree with that.
Thank you.
I think mine is I am doing a collaboration with a bank for the San Diego Scout, which we won't really get into, but just the fact that I am doing a business deal with a bank feels adult to me. And that's it. So that video will be going up today, which is Monday. So if you're listening to this, it will already be up because this episode is going up on a Tuesday. So go watch my bank video. It feels very adult that I'm in banking now. Not only am I a medical professional, but I'm also in banking. Who knew?
Like I said, she does it all, folks. She does it all.
I sure do. So this is going to be a long episode, but hopefully you all enjoyed it. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you laughed with us. And make sure that you are following us. All of our platforms and details and everything are down below in the description. Make sure you subscribe, rate, review, share with your friends, all of that fun stuff. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.